right, here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another late night of Bob Plays Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts on Legendary Difficulty. And I'm Bobtheorc. This is episode 20, where we are now trying to crew 300 destroyers in the Casual USA campaign. And we're hopping on Discord here. We got JP in the house. Hey, JP, you're up late. How are you doing? Oh, he's quiet. Maybe he's not here. Yeah, we'll find out in a little bit. Anyway, so... I passed out after work. I was exhausted. I've been working really hard. We got this big server maintenance thing that I've got to do for one of my clients over the Thanksgiving holidays. And I've got more. Yeah, we do a lot of like corporate maintenance stuff during the holidays because all my customers are going to be shut down. And so we try to do a lot of stuff either in the evenings or on the weekends or during the holidays. That way we don't interrupt workflow. So this is why I usually work a lot during holidays, which kind of sucks. I used to love the holiday season when I was a kid, because then it's just nothing but like all good times. And now that I'm an adult, holidays are like, oh, I've got to get all this stuff done, and everything's expensive, and I'm always needing more money. Hey,
how
JP.
is this a good time to mess with, electronic things because Black Friday coming?
Well, my customers, my corporate customers, will be shut down. So right now I'm just getting some last minute stuff done. And then, but yeah, usually between like Thanksgiving and New Year's, a lot of businesses will close down or have limited hours. They're not as busy. And so if you're going to be doing infrastructure upgrades or extended maintenance, things like that, this is a good time of year to do that when everybody's work slows down. I mean, depending on the industry, but so like retail gets busy during the holidays, but engineering companies, which is what I mostly service engineering companies. Engineering companies get real quiet. So this is a good time of year to service engineering companies. The only problem is logistics sucks during the holidays. So this is why we prepare for this kind of stuff months in advance.
So it's just like the Navy. You fight the war 10 years from now with the stuff you build right now.
Yeah, except we're doing it... so like the server project that I've been working on for the last couple of months, I've been implementing pieces of it, since like 6 months ago. But the big upgrade, we're just getting everything planned. So, like with this one customer in particular, Wednesday at 6:30 when they shut down, then we're going to do a massive migration and put them on one of my company's test clusters, and that way they can operate on a limited capacity over the holiday while we do and service and redo and upgrade all of their internal equipment. And then we have to get all that work done by New Year's, so we can then transfer them back either over the Christmas holidays or when everybody's off on New Year's. So like a lot of times people get their networking, redone. Like emergency stuff happens whenever it happens. And a lot of small projects we'll do overnight or on the weekends. But this is why I'm always so busy, weekends and everything. Like Mondays are for emergencies, right? All the emergencies happen Mondays. But the planned stuff happens either overnight, over the weekend, or over holidays. So
that's always been the annoying thing. Disasters never happen on a schedule.
No, they always happen on a Monday.
And even if it wasn't when it happened, it's Monday afterwards.
That's right. So one of the things that we're doing, since we're going to be doing infrastructure upgrades for several of our clients over the Thanksgiving holidays, we're going to have an all hands on deck on the Monday after Thanksgiving, just in case something goes wrong. So I've got extra guys to answer the phones, extra people to go make field calls, because I'm just assuming that something's going to go wrong, because statistically something will. And so there's some math to it, because I've been doing this for... I've been running Norman Computers for like 26 years, so after a while you just kind of get used to how things ebb and flow. So we just kind of plan as best we can for it, and we have backup plans and backup plans. So if something stupid happens, we should be covered. But the really, really disruptive stuff that we have to do, there's a few things that I can't just do over a weekend, and I need an extended extended weekend to do. And so usually, like for this one customer, because they have so much data, holy shit. And I've been reorganizing their data for months, getting ready for this, because we haven't done a major data reorganization for them since 2023. And so, because they keep expanding, and so they're ready for kind of a new kind of. We have to make some changes structurally, and how their stuff is stored. And so that's going to take. It should only take about 36 hours, but just in case, having a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, having a 4-day weekend gives me a lot of time to fix anything that goes wrong. And so that's kind of the logic behind it. What are we doing here? We got transport capacity's good, tech budget's okay. Crewing the destroyers, we still need a lot of fucking crew. We got our naval invasions going on. We got another naval invasion happening. I'm just gonna go YOLO and click next turn and see what happens. I don't remember what the hell I was doing before this. So, you can't plan for every contingency, but you can be as prepared as possible. And that kind of minimizes, what goes wrong. I see a Portuguese battleship that needs to not be a battleship anymore. We're going to take this battleship, we're going to turn it into a submarine. Whoops, there we go. Yeah, I think we're going to turn this Portuguese battleship into a submarine, so...
That is the latest candidate for the reef enhancement project.
That's right. Yeah. We're doing our environmental project where we're building reefs for the endangered fish. And if it's a coal battleship, then it won't even be all that environmentally toxic. So, yeah, so that's kind of the, but I'm probably not going to, it sucks though, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to break away long enough to go to Tulsa and go hang out with family. So I might do like a thing with my friends here in town. And since I have no idea how to cook a turkey, what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of buying some really thick cut deli sliced turkey. Cut it like an inch thick or something, and then I'm going to grill it like a steak. Alright, so this is Turkeys are what?
Super easy to cook.
Mine keep coming out badly.
Do you have a Dutch oven, or do you have an electric roaster?
No.
Do you have either side?
I have a stove, I have a barbecue grill, and I have an air fryer, but an air fryer is not big enough for a turkey.
Well, the Dutch oven goes inside your regular oven.
Oh.
It's just one of those.
Oh, is that the big metal pot? Oh, okay. No, I don't have one of those.
Okay. Then get an oven roaster bag, and it's $3.50 at 10 to 15 minutes a pound.
Yeah, but if it's just going to be like, so if it's just me, it's not going to really be worth it. I'll have some friends over, but you can also, here's this magic thing about turkey, you can chop it into pieces and throw it on a barbecue grill. And then it comes out pretty good. These guys need to retreat.
There's where it starts getting funny. I can cook everything on a barbecue except poultry. I can't cook chicken.
Really?
I've never tried it. I cannot cook. It comes out burned on the outside, raw at the bone.
Really? That's interesting. My buddy Andrew is really good at cooking. Most of us are pretty good at grilling, but I don't know why I'm putting so much effort into... I have so much overwhelming firepower that I'm not sure how much it's even going to matter.
How much
7,
firepower
8.
to send at that ship?
Huh?
How much firepower do you want to send at that ship?
Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see. These are 22 knots. Those are 24 knots. Light cruiser 22. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to I'm going to have two. I'm just going to make a big line of battleship. We're going to do this kind of easy. I'm just going to have my battleship line. And then we're going to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we're going to have you guys follow. And we'll have you guys follow.
You remember me when I told you a couple months ago about plunging fire being broken?
Yeah, did they ever fix it?
Yeah, Brother Monroe and the Duke and those guys on the dip have fixed it.
Right on. I didn't think that was going to be something they'd be able to fix.
Yeah, apparently it was once they found it, apparently it was a fairly simple fix.
Right on. Well, that's pretty
and
cool.
it only took them about, what, a month after it had been reported to them?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see what this battleship is. This is a stupid battleship, isn't it? Yeah, this is that stupid German battleship. Oh, are you running away? Yeah, you're running away. You're like, fuck this. He's 16. Oh, he's so screwed. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna go chase his ass down.
He does not want.
No, he does not want at all. This is definitely a do not want moment. Then we're gonna swing our secondaries around. I really, really like this battleship. I don't know if it's any good or not, but it's the kind of thing that should be good for just like munching cruisers and smaller things. I got my 2 big turrets and like a bunch of little centerline turrets. I love the old ships because I can butcher how they're intended to be. Hey, what if, I know this is crazy, what if we had the big guns shoot at the battleship, if I can target it, and the little guns, I know that, just bear with me, and the little guns shoot at the little ship. I know that's like super crazy, but what if, hear me out, we had secondary guns fire at the torpedo boat, what's the range on your torpedoes?
Like about dip when you try it. You know how when you're placing a gun or a barbette, and you know there are times when it simply will not let you put it there. The game simply will not allow it. They unlocked that on dip. You can free place guns and barbettes anywhere you want on the exposed hull.
Oh, that's nice.
No lock points for the barbettes and whatnot.
So there's no lock points at all?
Now, they show up, and they offer them to you, but you're not forced to take them.
That's pretty cool.
The only problem with that is getting something on the center line looks like it could be tricky.
If you don't use the lock points?
Yeah.
Ooh, this is going to be a bad day for him.
Just a little bit of a You know, very careful placement.
I might try it out. Because Dreadnought Improvement Project is where you have all the minor countries as playable and stuff like that, right?
That's one of the options. They have 3 versions of dip out there. They have dip classic, which is basically just the game with their modifications, the vanilla game with their mods. And then you have dip extended, which unlocks all of the minors as playable. And then which Greece is one of them, by the way.
Yeah, that's.
And then you have what Brother Monroe calls the Great Game, and he completely reorganized how a lot of the European powers, what is considered a core province, what isn't. And
that's
you have things like
the Byzantines and all that, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I've been thinking about doing the dip extended. I wanted to wait for them to kind of fix a lot of stuff and make it easier to install. Although I'm still, after I finish the Germany campaign, I'm still tempted to do that modification thing that video showed me to try and build my own Greece. Although it might just be easier to install dip. I don't know if a lot of now they got rid of submarines in dip though, right?
Yes, completely.
See, getting rid of submarines don't really bother me that much. Just because I kind of prepare myself for them. I mean, it's a hassle.
Well, in dip, it's a hassle you don't have to plan for.
Yeah, but it's also once you told me how I can use the unrestricted warfare to. What are you doing, tiny dog? No, this is not spin in circles time. No, this is either take a nap time or go back to the kitchen time. You were behaving yourself. Even after I started the stream, you were asleep and you were behaving yourself, and now you're spinning in circles, and I don't want you spinning in circles. We have the same 3 options that we always have. You can sit and I'll pet you, or you can lay down, or I can deport you to the kitchen. What do you want to do? Nope, spinning in circles is not the correct answer. You're going to lay down?
Or get removed.
Say that again?
Her visa is about to get revoked.
Yeah, well. Alright. Alright, okay, we can pet you, but I need both hands to organize my... No, don't be shoving your cone of shame into my leg. Her surgery got bumped back to the 4th, so a couple more days of having to wear the cone of shame. I mean, all in all, she'll have to wear this stupid thing for probably about a month, which is unfortunate. But it reduces the amount that she's chewing on herself, so that's helpful at least. Let's go try out these new sexy destroyers. So you guys are going to screen the destroyers, and the destroyers are going to turn off the torpedoes. What's the range on those? 5 kilometers? That's not bad. I kind of like these destroyers better than the ones in the German campaign, because these I managed to have 4 5.9-inch gun turret. I mean, these things are practically a light cruiser. They're not as fast, but boy, howdy. Alright, let's go hunt a cruiser.
Be very, very quiet. We are hunting cruisers.
That's right. I don't mind. I mean, there we go. Alright, so let's see what this guy has. You have big fucking guns. That's what you have. Well, 2 of them at least. And then a bunch of, like, littler ones. These are Mark IIs. Those are Mark IIIs. Your armor's pretty good. You're kind of not that fast. And your torpedoes are decent. Alright, so... I think you guys... We're just going to keep on going. So we're going to angle off to the side and just try to keep you spotted and let the cruisers hopefully do the work. Although another option is, well, you're kind of going away from me in your turning, so that's not going to be... This is not an advantageous torpedo setup. Just firing torpedoes from behind you is not really going to work that well. Now, what's my... so we're doing armor piercing now. Does your armor suck from behind? Is that what we're... No, the armor's good from behind. Armor's actually better from behind than it is on the front or on the side, but... Alright, whatever. Yeah, we're not going to get to use our torpedoes on this one.
Oh, that'll just break your heart.
Yeah. That's okay. These are gunboats. The gun recoil is pretty serious, though. Oh, that's a hit. Ammo detonation. Oh, that's unfortunate for you.
Oh, bless their heart.
Now, 4-kilometer torpedoes. So I gotta be mindful of where these cruiser douchebags are going, because I don't trust them that much either. No, keep on. I think I want you to stay on armor piercing. I don't mind if you overpen, you know. I just want you to poke holes. There we go. Because holes make him go slower. And now that you guys are getting close enough to torpedo range, because your torpedo range, yeah, you're starting to get into torpedo range, so you don't get to control your own ships anymore. There we go. Alrighty, that was good. Yeah, those new destroyers worked out pretty good. They're pretty good scouts. I kind of want to try the hack on the ownership of the terrain rather than the Dreadnought improvement thing, just because I think it'd be interesting. Although probably getting dip installed at this point is probably a lot simpler.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to do it because I'm so bad at this kind of stuff. And there's actually 2 programs you have to get. You have to get dip itself, and then something called tweaks and fixes. It's apparently all explained, you know, when you go looking for dip. But you know, I'm like, one program I might be able to manage 2 of them. Now I'm intimidated.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much effort I want to make on it. Now with dip, can you? But you can attack minor nations and all that. You don't have to. You don't have to just wait for the game to decide to arbitrarily do an invasion or be at war. You can actually, because your relationship's adjusted for every nation, correct?
For the dip extended, for all of the unlocked nations, you can do that.
Yeah. Oh,
there are still like there are still a handful of traditional minor nations in it that you have to wait for.
So I guess the real question is, can I attack? Can I declare war and attack the Ottoman Empire instead of having to let them be douchebags to me with no recourse?
Yes, you can declare war on the Ottomans. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and another neat thing about dip is you can do continuous invasion actions. You don't have to wait a month to attack the same nation. You know how we always try to get to war with two people,
right?
So we can alternate.
So you can just invade every turn and not waste the time.
Correct.
That's actually really nice. Now, if you're at war with a country and the minor nation is allied with them, will it still randomly attack? Let you give you the option to invade them, or do you have to use an act?
The few minor nations that remain, it functions just like vanilla.
So the locked ones, but then the unlocked ones only work like normal countries.
They get promoted to major nations, so just think of them as though they were another major power.
Okay.
And some of them are really, really hard to play.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Brother Monroe has actually lost campaigns, on screen because of how hard they are to play.
Yeah, I've been watching some of his videos. I was watching his Greek videos. I mean, I would argue that I'm probably, well, I don't want to say that I'm better at designing ships than Brother Monroe, but I definitely have a different style of designing ships than Brother Monroe. Because I tend to build my ships for more asymmetric warfare.
Watching him put a 2-inch gun on it and not taking it to 2.9.
Well, that's just blasphemy. I mean, I used to do that too until I was converted to the Church of Saint 2.9. God came to me in a vision, and much like the holy hand grenade of Antioch,
yes,
thou shalt count to 9.
And the designation of the caliber shall be .9.
That's right. Sure, we'll sell you a torpedo boat. Portugal's pissed off at me. Hi, Portugal.
Portugal is one of the nations that you can play as. You can play as the Netherlands.
Yeah.
You can play Ottomans, as the Greeks. The really tough ones. Greek is one of the really tough ones. And then you've also got...
well, the whole purpose to play Greece would be because it's really tough. All right, so...
Chile and Argentina and Brazil are really tough like that as well.
Do I have extra ships? I do
with only one. And it's not as insulated as like the Austro-Hungarians is.
Yeah. Let's see.
I watched some of his, and I'm going, now how would Bob do this with his cheesy start, of 100 battleships?
I could do a cheesy start. I don't know if it'll let me do that or not.
No, I don't think you could get 100 battleships for somebody like Greece, but I could see you getting 30.
Maybe. I don't know if Greece would have the economy to... I would give it the good old college try. Let's do this.
Well, see, that's the whole deal of, with having 30 battleships, because you go out and get more economy.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I'm not sure if I've seen anybody play as dirty as I do.
I have not.
And it's not that I'm a dishonorable person, it's just that I figure if you're fighting fair, you're not trying hard enough. And
Exactly.
and in real life you have to be somewhat honorable, whereas in a game you can. I was getting into an argument with some British guy on X because fuck Britain, and he was being a whiny British guy talking about like morality and war and stuff like that, and he would be like, "This group is doing all these bad things, therefore they need to lose." And I'm like, and. Win has being right automatically guaranteed victory. I hate to break it to you, but the bad guys win war just about as often as the good guys do. Probably more often, actually. So, it's just one of those, oh, hey, Iceland became Iceland. All right. I'll figure out a way to take that over. And, and the reality is that, being in the right has very little to do with whether you win or lose a conflict, whether it's in business or in anything else.
I always think of that Star Trek episode where they had the two planets that were at war, except you just had to report to your disintegration booth if you were declared a casualty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they've made war sanitary.
Yeah.
And it needs.
Well, it's not even that, but it's like I was talking to. So like this person was complaining about how. So I'm of the opinion, and I've been for quite some time, that the person winning the war usually gets the better peace deal. Germany got fucked in World War II because we won and they lost. And Germany got fucked in World War I for similar. They got really fucked in World War I because they lost. Japan got fucked because they lost, right? The Russians got fucked in World War I because they lost to Germany. They had to sign an awful peace deal. And, I was pointing out that Ukraine, in hindsight, Ukraine would have gotten a much better deal if they had agreed to the Russian peace deal back in 2022, in the early days of the war, rather than whatever they're going to get now. And every step of the way, as they lose more and more, it's going to suck to be them more and more. It doesn't mean that I'm on the Russian side or on the Ukrainian side. I'm on the American side, which is, totally different than whatever the Europeans want, right? But the fact of the matter is that if your side is losing, then you're not going to get a good deal. Same reason why like Maduro in Venezuela is trying to make a deal with Trump right now while things are still uncertain, because if, I don't know if Trump's actually going to go into Venezuela or not. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But if he does, it would be in Maduro's best interest to make a deal now rather than after we're occupying his capital or whatever happens. On the other hand, if Maduro has some sort of secret that we don't know about, it might be in our best interest to make a deal now before we go in and have a bunch of problems ourselves. And once you decide to go to war, or once war is decided upon you, because you don't always get the choice, right? But once the bullets start flying, then your peace options are generally determined by which side is winning. What would also be nice would be if you asshats would just keep shooting at the same fucking target, instead of constantly changing your targets around. That'd be really nice, wouldn't it? Hey, look, there's a cruiser over there. You know what we could do? Is we could fire the main guns at the cruiser. Actually, we want to make a hard turn, and we want to just... because these transports have guns, so we want to probably sink a bunch of transports. How fast is this cruiser? The cruiser is 19 knots, so we are faster than he is. So we could... maybe sink some transports if you guys will focus fire, you dipshits, and then we can get out of here with a little bit of a victory. There we go. There's a sink. Alright, so let's... now this cruiser here, you have... You're the one... you don't have... you're the unupgraded version, so you have the 7-inch gun. You have really fucking good armor, holy shit. And your torpedoes are 3 kilometers, so we really want to try and... it'd be really nice if we could take out your if you could take out that cruiser, and then we can just farm the rest of the transports. And he's what, 10,000? He's 11,000 tons. He's bigger than my cruiser, but I have my light cruiser with me. And my raider has a bunch of... well, can I punch through his really good armor? I bet I could. Let's go armor piercing on the main guns and see if we can make some holes in you. You know, it's much the same way, you know, in Ultimate Admiral. If you're winning, they have to give you shit. If you're losing, you have to give them shit. So it's always better to win than it is to lose. At least that's my take on it. But, you know, right and wrong has very little to do with it. It's mostly economics and logistics and preparedness. You know, your manpower. We are just not getting a penetrating hit, are we? There's a penetrating hit. Are we getting our... we're not getting our 8.9... getting a little bit. So he's taking some pretty good damage. Alright, we got the broadside on. Can we get... oh man, we just need to hit. He turned away. That was our really good opportunity right there. Alright, we got it again. Alright, please hit with these. Nope. Oh, there we go. There's a flood. All right, we got an engine hit too. Now that's good. That's good. We're gonna bad touch you now. Oh, we found the transports. Hello, transports. I don't actually want to be quite that close to the transports. I guess the secondaries will take care of business there. Alright, we'll take care. So these transports are to the southeast, so we'll double back and finish them once we take care of this guy. He's almost done. No, he's not. He's at half. Look at that. Alright, come on, Saint 2.9. Do your job. Wow, look at that. 2.9 is doing like 10 times the damage of everything else. Alright, we're still outside torpedo range. Good. But, yeah, there was something I learned growing up in New York is that there is one rule, there's only one rule of New York City street fighting, and that's win. And that probably influenced my martial thinking to some extent. Although sometimes you fight dirty just because it's funny. %34 structure. Alright, let's just go all high explosive on you and just try and light you on fire. Let's try and burn you down. 65% casualties. I mean, he should surrender soon. He's really, I mean, he's got a lot of fires. 68, 69, 70, yeah. And his damage and stability's got to be really high. Yeah, sorry, Prince Eugen, but you're gonna... I think we're just gonna burn you to death, or just kill off all your crew. I am impressed at how tough this guy is. He is a very tough German battleship. Or cruiser, I'm sorry. Tirpitz would almost be proud with how durable you are. You still have torpedoes? Yeah, we gotta keep our distance. Honestly, at the beginning of the fight, I thought that I'd have to avoid him and just sink a few transports and run away, but it looks like that's not the case. Alright, so southeast it is. Hello, transports. Why, hello there.
Transport.
I know, it's time for dessert. I would be very tempted to do a Greek campaign. I may just modify the save and do it in normal vanilla UAD, because editing the file might be easier. Although I'm not sure if I could actually play as Greece, or if I would have to play as like the Austro-Hungarians and give them just the Greek territories or something like that and half-ass it. I need to rewatch that video. Well, this is crappy weather. Let's... Now it's still straight ahead. Alright, well... I guess we'll see. Oh, there we go. There's more transports. Hello there, buddy. Yeah, so you're just off this way. Alright. We're just going to kind of let you guys do your thing. I've really been happy with these cruisers. Doesn't Greece start out with British designed or British hulls? Isn't that? Am I remembering that correctly?
I am not sure. I'm not. I don't know what the which major nation to give various nations their options.
As long as they don't use German hulls. I mean, German hulls are durable, but ugh.
To a Drakenfell video talking about the differences between the flush decks and the gap tooth designs and the rake.
And what are the gap tooth designs? Is that where you've got the high part of the hull and the low, and then the high and then the low, kind of like what you see on some of these destroyers and stuff? I hate those.
I love them. I call them the gap tooths. I forget what they call them, stepped or something like that. But those are actually structurally not as good as a flush deck.
Yeah,
a real life analysis of them says they are not as good.
Yeah, I prefer the flush deck because I can always then put my barbettes wherever I want. Whereas your gap tooth kind of limits me, and I hate being limited. These transports are causing a little bit of damage. They just took out a guy. It's gonna still suck to be them, but they have fought well. I really like the American cage masks, though. I mean, they're very American. Were there any other countries that use the cage masks, or is that really a uniquely American thing?
It's uniquely American, just like the pagoda masks are uniquely Japanese.
Yeah.
And I love the different YouTubers that play. Some of them love cage masks, some of them hate cage masks. Some of them think pagodas are awesome, others think it's stupid, and I'm thinking,
the pagodas are cool.
You know, that's the beauty of this game, is there is so much diversity that you can go with.
Yeah, no, the pagoda masks are nice. I think they're cool. But I'm a cage mask guy because they're a little bit retarded looking, but I love the long spotting distances, and I like that they're just very unique.
Agreed.
There we go. So that one. I need to hold on just one moment. Gotta respond to this message. I just need a couple minutes to see how this is going, because this will determine how much time this orc has to play. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to be a little bit distracted on and off, but let's try to keep going. Research is looking good. I could probably drop that down to like 80%, and there we go. Let's see how are we doing on crew. We still have a lot of destroyers to go, but not that many. What was I trying to do politically? I think I was trying to keep the British. So the French hate me. I think I'm trying to piss off the French some more and avoid fighting the British quite yet. I think that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, because I want to take over the last of the French. Yeah, so let's go piss off France. Alright, so where was this other invasion that I'm doing? We've got this naval invasion here. We've got enough. Let's move you guys a little deeper into Portugal. There we go. You are not going to succeed at that. We got this invasion here. What? Alright, so we have that invasion there. Alright, that's looking good. Yeah, we're just going to wipe out Portugal, it looks like. We got this conquest, which we will send some ships over. We got that conquest. Alright, so this is actually, we're in pretty good shape. Alright, so as far as ships go, that's a lot of battleships there. I need to do something about all of these battleships, and I don't have a lot of firepower here in the Caribbean. I got a bunch of stuff here, but that's not helping me. I've already driven the Germans out of the Pacific, except for this spot, except for the Marshall Islands, which we'll have to deal with at some point. They have a lot of stuff here in the Central Atlantic, which I am not looking forward to dealing with. And they have a lot of stuff. I don't know how I'm going to deal with all that, because my ships are largely tied up over here. I've got this invasion going on in northern Italy. We'll probably nail central Italy next. Do I have enough in Western Mediterranean? Yeah. To start the invasion, then I'll just bring these guys around. Or we get Montenegro. Alright, so the big problem is that I've got these guys here, and these guys are a real ass-kicking group. I need to do something about I've got 6 battleships in the Central Atlantic. But where are they? And I've got 12 battleships in the North Atlantic, but that's mostly up here. These are freedom ships. In the Central Atlantic, where are my 6 battleships? Here they are. Okay, these are freedom ships. So these guys don't suck. These are 1909s. What's my latest design on the freedom ship? In 1909, those are my current ships. So these guys might do well. That's a lot of, they've got a lot of stuff. I would really rather send the Second Amendments over to go and just take care of it. I got all these guys here, but I need to take out Portugal first. And then I can send them over. And these guys up here, these guys would be an ass-kicking group. They do not have long range. Realistically, before I deal with all this, I probably ought to deal with whatever these guys are doing down here. The 2 battleships, another my freedom ships might be able to take care of them, because I got 5 of them, 6 of them. And these guys are pretty tough. And they're veterans. This raider ship's a little bit squishy, but I can... Now, is Brazil my ally in this, or what? Who's... They are not. Whose ally is Brazil? Brazil is Japan's ally. But taking out German battleships is useful. Is Germany at war with Japan? They are. Here's a naughty idea. What if I let Germany take over Brazil, and then I take Brazil from Germany? That's kind of a douchebag thing to do. I think I'm going to let them do that, actually. And that gives me time to finish all this off. And then I think I'm going to take these guys out of the North Atlantic. We're going to go take you guys down to the Caribbean. We're going to put you in Puerto Rico, because those guys would kick the crap out of whatever the Germans have, without a doubt. So we're going to do that. Because I definitely want to wipe out Portugal. I don't know how much Portugal is left. We got these ships here. That's 2 torpedo boats. That's 1 torpedo boat. So I have a bunch of stuff here. So I can... Really, Ottomans? Is that what you're doing? Fucking Ottomans. Alright, so... We're going to send some light cruisers, take out these torpedo boats. We're going to send the raiders out with 1 of you to help scout. That'll take care of the torpedo boats. And then the rest of you guys... See, like, right now I really want to fucking attack the Ottoman Empire, because I hate how they can attack me, and I can't attack them because they're not allied with anybody that I'm at war with. And that just fucking pisses me off. So... We're going to take
One of the things...
Huh?
One of the things that how to modify the files is you can just go in and change a territory's ownership. So you know how you get where the Ottomans no longer have ports, but they still have territories and they don't disappear.
Right.
You can go in and just take their territory from them.
Yeah, but that... I mean, I might do that, but I mean, one of the fun things about fighting the one of the reasons I like to hate the Ottomans is that they're so unfair and so cheesy. Where I know I have ships in this area. I've got ships in the Western Mediterranean. Are you here? That's where you are. 3 battleships. Oh, because you're preparing. Let's go and omnom you. you know, if the Ottomans weren't just so awful and cheesy, then they wouldn't be as fun to hate. Is part of the thing. Do you guys need to repair? Are you in good shape? You're in good shape. Okay, so what am I going to do with you guys?
The Dreadnought Improvement Project.
Say that again?
I wonder if Darth, the guy who basically was the head of Dreadnought Improvement Project, I wonder if he ever looks to dip to see what they've done with his creation.
Oh, you mean he was the head of UAD. He wasn't head of Dreadnought Improvement Project, I don't think.
Right. No, yeah, you're right. I misspoke. Yeah.
That's okay.
The head of... I wonder if he ever looks at dip and, does anything.
I don't know. Let's go here. We're gonna fuck up central Italy here in a little bit. Alright.
Do you remember Naval Arms Race?
Yeah, whatever happened? Yeah, whatever happened to that one?
I think he's joined forces with Brother Monroe on dip.
Okay.
Because, as I remember it, the guy who made NAR was called the Baron.
Right.
And Brother Monroe constantly refers to, sending messages to the Baron.
Should probably just
the Baron and Rock. A couple of the people that I know help Brother Monroe with that.
Right on. Well, I mean, early on in the modding, everybody has their idea, but Naval Arms Race and Dreadnought Improvement were so similar in their goals that it made sense for the two of them to team up.
Yeah. I remember one YouTuber that was playing UAD tried an early version of Dreadnought Improvement and declared he hated it because it was nothing more than Brother Monroe changing the game to how he liked to play.
Well,
and I'm like, that's not fair. That's not fair.
It's his mod. He can do what he wants with it.
True, but he's also changing, other things, things that that need to be changed.
Yeah, he's
like taking subs out. That is clearly a Brother Monroe hates the subs, so the subs got to go.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the subs were so weakly implemented that it makes sense that if you can't fix it, just take it out.
Yeah. And that makes sense. This is going to be such a clusterfuck of ships bumping into each other. So many bullets. I would like to be able to accelerate the clock past ×5 even when I see enemy ships.
You can do that in dip.
Yeah. I see the submarines as kind of a challenge because it forces me to have some anti-submarine technologies. And I don't necessarily mind how they're implemented because they're supposed to be sort of asshole ships.
they achieve their goal, they drive you crazy.
Yeah. I would have preferred if Brother Monroe made a toggle where you could choose to turn them on or off. But submarines may be more difficult than that. Plus, it would greatly affect the tech tree.
Yeah, he's made one other change to the tech tree as well. There are now, I think, 5 categories of guns to research.
Really?
Yeah, he breaks the guns down a lot more on what you can, or on research for guns.
How so?
Oh, I can't really see, because normally it goes, the small guns are 2 to 8.
Right.
And then the big guns are 9 to 20. He's got it broken down into like 2 to 5 and 6 to 8 and 9 to 12 and 13 to 17 and then 18 to 20.
Oh, okay. So I would just put all my focus in the 2 to 5 and the 9 to 12 because that's what I use the most. I mean, I like the 13.9s, but I mean, there's a 2 to, I would say like a 2 to. You're not getting away from where are you hiding at? Are you faster than me?
Blasphemy.
Well, these guys aren't super duper fast. He might be faster than me. Because I don't think I have any super fast. Are any of these guys... So these are 24. Alright, so what we can do... So my tiny jalapenos are a little bit faster than the rest. So let's... Maybe we can get you guys to... We can get you guys to scout out. I should have probably auto-resolved this. Now we're hitting smoke. Yeah, he's far away. Alright, fine. I think we'll give you that one. Good job. You got away. How fast is that light cruiser? 25. Okay, so he was faster than any of my... He's faster than my ships. Alright, I'll give you that one. I'm not used to the enemy running away, but I guess they still run away if there's a massive... if there's a massive advantage. I don't want to fight that, that's for sure. Oh, I need to check something real quick. Hold on just a moment. Alright, are you still... Yeah, you're still... Alright. Still migrating. Alright, good. Alright, so... we are going to leave... I really like semi-armored cruisers. These guys are just adorable. I know they're not super fast, but they're nice. And if those destroyers stay close to the cruisers, you're not catching me. Now, the main reason for me to do Dreadnought Improvement Project would be to try the Greek campaign. Although I still haven't done all the vanilla countries yet. I'm still missing France and England. So I probably ought to do those first before I go into dip.
Oh, you haven't even done France yet?
No, it's going to be probably my next one. Because I was going to put all the guns in the rear so I could run away.
The French are another one of those, like the Chinese, that can have 3 turrets on their very earliest ships, except the hulls are even better than the Chinese ones are.
Yeah,
and
the French
ironclad have that same super stability.
Yeah, the French ships look really cool, actually. And I can just make them stupid and...
Oh yeah, you will love the French. You will love them.
I just haven't figured out how to meme them yet.
The French have some really unique designs that you can do strange things with.
I do like the French hotel ships.
God, yes.
Where did the hotel ship come from? Where did that name come from?
The first time that I heard it was on a Drakenfell video, and the title of the video was "When Hotels Go to
Okay,
War."
so that's the same place I heard it from too. I just wasn't sure if that was... I didn't know if he made that up or if that was like a thing that he was just...
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I just know that he's the first place I heard it.
Yeah, no, when hotels go to war is where I heard it too. Yeah, I'm migrating all this, I'm archiving some extra data just to try and, kind of do some last minute things before all of my heavy work tomorrow evening. I'm not sure if I'm going to how much I'm going to stream over the holiday weekend or not, because I'm going to be pretty actively busy. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go.
Well, if you have to be, actively paying attention to what's going on, it's understandable that you won't be on gaming. But if it's just sitting there and watching the hourglass spin...
Yeah, the only thing is I might be moving enough data that it may max out my network, and then I may not have enough bandwidth to stream because I stream from my server room, or kind of my workshop area. So we'll see. I may just be tired. I want to kind of sneak away and go to Tulsa and visit my family for a bit, but I don't know if I'm gonna have the time. The problem is that when you think about it, it's like 6 hours of driving. Plus I'll have to be there for another 4 hours, let's say, doing dinner and visiting and stuff. And that 10 hours is going to wipe me out, and I've got so much work to do that I don't know if I can realistically sneak away in good conscience because I'm just so. I got to get all this stuff done. There we go, we got away. That's good. Alright, Kaiser Barbarossa. We will kick your butt. He's 20 knots, so we can catch you. Alright. I'm gonna be right back, actually. Give me a minute. Alright. I am back. Alright, so these guys
Testing, testing.
Yeah, can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yeah, I've been hearing you fine, but I've been asking you a question, and I don't think you've heard me.
Oh, because I went AFK for a moment.
Yeah,
Oh,
I actually asked twice before you went AFK, and once when you came back.
oh, that's interesting.
So I just, silent muted and then came back, and now you can hear me again.
Okay, well that.
Anyway, my question was, are you familiar off the top of your head with the hull, battleship hull called the assault ship?
Um, I'm not. What? So in UAD?
Yes, yeah.
I mean,
Not every country has it. It's a very long, very lean ship that I think tops out at like 15.9-inch guns. You literally can't put anything bigger than that on it.
I am not. I'm not aware of it.
Um,
I make probably because I make battleships that I call assault ships all the time, and probably
exactly.
what I probably define as an assault ship is vastly different than, because what I consider an assault ship is typically a big forward gun, uh, and some secondaries to take out light ships. But I'm using it to more, an assault ship for like landing purposes.
Right. And the hull stands out to me because it's the first hull that I was able to build my Salutin cruiser on. The one with 3s over 4s for 21 guns.
Right.
My Salute. Just a little personal meme. But anyway, I accidentally discovered that has protected torpedo slots on that hull, like that Chinese. Yeah, like the Chinese one
Really?
does. Yes, I
That's
did. I've
interesting.
been playing it for over a year. I've been loving that hull for over a year, and just last week, accidentally discovered that you can put protected torpedoes on it.
Very nice. Oh shit. This is problematic. I did not want to get that close to the cruiser. But what's your torpedo range, Mr. Light Cruiser? You have 2.3 kilometers. That's not that big of a deal. Alright, so we're just going to have you try to go like that. And we can get our torpedo boats to run away. You lost a guy. That's unfortunate. He lost a guy. Well, at least we found you. Moral of the story is it's dangerous being a torpedo boat. I wish there was a way that I could have better recon early on for some of my light cruisers, even if I had to sacrifice some stuff just to give them better recon. Because finding and engaging enemies in the early game is very difficult. Which is probably realistic, but... Huh?
It's fraught.
Okay, there we go. No more light cruiser. Because I'd love to just have my light cruisers do all the scouting. Because I don't think torpedo boats should be scout. The torpedo boats have better recon, but I don't really see them as a scout ship. They're not, because torpedo boats are not destroyers, even though their captains often behave the same. Got Angola, northeast Italy. That's nice. Honors an empire. Of course we should retaliate! Does me retaliating actually do anything useful, though? I guess I'm conquering more Portugal. Oh, look, I have some Portugal here. That's a torpedo boat, and that's... Surely I have some... In the West Indian Ocean, I have ships. Oh, what is that? That is a cruiser. I need 4,000 tons, and I have... Where's my stuff in the West Indian Ocean? Nope. I got you guys. I know I have more than 3 and 3. I don't have that much, do I? Oh, because you're South Atlantic. Alright, so you guys are going to go here to grab whatever this is. Oh, is that the same? Yeah, it's the same. That's Mozambique. Alright, so, and then you guys are going to go and beat up that torpedo boat. That's a cruiser. Well, you're definitely going to beat him up. Okay, so we got that. So many places to invade. So taking Montenegro would be useful just to get them dealt with. Let's see what... So I like to clear out entire zones. Netherlands, Helgoland. You got a lot of stuff to... Is the Netherlands... Oh yeah, okay, yeah, but the Belgians are gonna kick your ass. They're gonna take that back. So there's no need to do that. I think we're gonna go take Montenegro. Where's Montenegro? Here we go. 9,000 tons. That doesn't need a lot, but we're just gonna... Alright, so we are going to omnom that ship there. That light cruise that we can't catch. And... you guys are 25 knots, so we're going to keep you, because you can catch it. So we're just going to take... For Montenegro, we're just going to take... Oh, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take you guys. I'm just going to move you over here to deal with it. That can be a you problem. You've got more than enough to deal with that. Just overwhelm them. 25%. Oh, I've got a conquest, baby! Oh, who's gonna get conquested now? 109,000 tons. Unfortunately, the Ottomans probably have a good navy. And my assault ships are not fantastic. What do you guys have for a navy here? One torpedo boat, one torpedo boat. I bet they have more than that. Although the Ottomans have been beat down pretty good, so they might actually be in some trouble. gonna save that. All right, so that's going nicely. Let's go put you guys. Let's go there. Oh my God, the army's doing something. Look at that. They're gonna do something. The army's doing something. I know, it's shocking. Look at that. They're attacking a neighboring territory. I'm beside myself. That's amazing. Okay, so you guys can hang out and be friends. I think that's pretty good. Now you guys are not... You haven't declared an invasion yet, which I don't know why. I mean, dealing with all of those guys together is going to be a real pain in the ass. Alright, I guess we're gonna... Oh, let's check the finances. How are we doing? So... 14 extra dudes. I still have... I mean, I could try to build more ships, but I just don't... I don't feel like we're there yet. I'd like to get geared turbines, but that's... Getting twin gun turrets for light cruisers takes forever. That's something I wish I could prioritize more. Hey, Slav. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Alright, there we go. Hello, Portugal. This is going to be a bad day for you also. I'm not even using, like, really good tactics. I'm just... Oh, look, it's the Turpits. TJ's going to be sad.
You know who I haven't seen on in a while is New Jersey, that Chilean kid.
Yeah. Well, he was probably getting pretty busy with school. And his time zone is a little off. Because I was mostly running into him when I was playing early in the morning, and I've been doing more of an evening thing. But yeah, I haven't seen New Jersey in a while. He was a good kid.
If he's kept it as English, I'll bet he's pretty darn good at it by now.
Yeah, I would hope so. Alright. How are we going to organize this? What a mess. Let's go and... You guys are going to retreat. It would be really nice if you would actually click when I clicked you. That would be fantastic. Alright, so you guys... So you want to go that way. And the battleships want to go that way also. And then we're going to use these guys to find them. Yeah, I really like the cage mass just for the spotting. And granted, this is going to be sort of a shit show with all this fog. Alright, here we go. Game on. So, you are... I'm going to have you guys go this way. Have the battleships go this way. What's the range on your torpedoes? They're probably pretty decent. 3.8 kilometers. And have you guys veer off this way also. Actually keep the patrol ships kind of back. Alright. Now this battleship is kinda shit. Yeah, that's kinda shit. It's got okay armor by battleship standards. Alright, so we're gonna turn hard that way. You're actually gonna go like that. And you're gonna go like that also. There we go. One of the things I also noticed is the other UAD YouTubers don't pause the battle to assign or to give orders. They just keep going, and I think that's just too overwhelming. I don't see how you could keep track of so many ships. Now we're going to end up getting too close to torpedoes. What's the range on these light cruiser torpedoes? 6 kilometers. That's not good. So we are going to turn, because we're having a really hell of a time spotting you guys. Let's turn more this way. Oh, these guys are low on fuel, so you're going to start having some problems. And I really don't... Oh, we're gonna just keep this up. So destroyer sinking. Because surely they fired torpedoes already. And I have no doubt about that. You guys, how many of you are low on fuel? So only a few of you are low on fuel. So you're low on fuel. Well, how come that guy's the only one? You're low on fuel. And you're low on fuel. So we're going to detach those three, the low fuel guys. And we're going to have you back away. Because I can't see shit. They fired yet? They want to. Yep, they fired. We're gonna actually not. I don't trust how well you're going to avoid torpedoes. You're gonna probably just make a mess. But I can't see anything. So let's have you guys actually. Which way are you facing? You're facing this way. It's so hard to see in the fog. We're gonna have you guys actually double back that way. And then these guys here, I really don't want you sparring with the battleship, but I don't think I think it'll be all right. All right, here we go. Alright, so these guys, let's have you start veering off this way. We're going to have you guys, you're going to go in for the attack. And you guys are still trying to keep tabs on the battleship, but we don't know where they went. And these are early torpedoes. They shouldn't be the end of the world. These battleships are veering off that way. And then you guys... Man, I don't know where they went. There we go. So that's the last of your light cruisers. And you have torpedoes, but you're almost dead. So you're gonna Yeah, you're out of torpedoes. Alright, so that takes care of this problem. At least soon. Alright, so now we gotta figure out where the rest of them went to. Oh, there they are, right there. Alright, so, hello, Mr. Battleship. Right where I wanted you to be. So let's start heading kinda somewhere where we can keep an eye on you. Well, he got hit a little bit, didn't he? Alright, so cruisers have him spotted. Light cruisers are going to kind of go off this way to sort of corral him. My battleships are just going to YOLO right in. Actually, probably right like that. These guys are far away, and they're not really... They're veterans, they don't need the experience, they're fine. And you guys are just going to keep on going. Why don't you shoot at the cruiser? Alright, there we go. So this should work out. Let's adjust your heading. Go a little more like that. Alright, so there we go. We'll drop the battleship first, and then we'll go finish off the cruiser. Yeah, he's having a rough day. There we go, a little bit more. Soon you'll become a submarine. Or coral reef. I guess you're a submarine when you're underwater and a coral reef when you hit the bottom. There we go. Oh, got them both at the same time. Nice! Very nice. I only lost 26 crew. Alright, we got him. That's good. We are encountering these cruisers. This is turning into a really eventful turn. Well, these guys are going to have a bad time. 19 knots, 19 knots, 25, and 25. So these light cruisers can outrun me. They're going to be a little bit of a problem. And these are 22.4, 22.4. So, alright. This is going to be a little bit tricky. So ideally we want to take out the light cruisers first while they're sticking around the heavy so they don't get away. Well, this is awful weather, isn't it? so you guys... You're gonna go that way for scouting, and that way. Alright, let's see what we can find. And if you get far enough ahead, I may just have the battleships follow you. Actually, that's probably what I'm going to do, actually. We're going to have you guys follow the torpedo boat, and the torpedo boat's going to be our little scout. Yep, still on course. Alright, there we go. We found our cruiser. But we still need to find the light cruiser, which are going to be somewhere over here. Oh. I could just have you keep following the torpedo boat around. No, we don't want to get shot at. Alright, so let's have you guys try to intercept these light cruisers. Now the light cruisers, you guys have really impressive torpedo range, which is going to be a pain in my ass. And then meanwhile, you, bucko, you're gonna get away. Now, did we detonate your torpedoes? We got some of them. We'll do mains and secondaries. I'm not sure what I think about your very determined efforts on my torpedo boats. Alright, so you're out of torpedoes. We're going to fire on a battleship, or on the focus on the other cruiser. Alright, let's evaluate real quick. So you're out of torpedoes, and you're out of torpedoes, so we're just going to cut in now. Alright, Mr. Torpedo Boat, you did your job. You did exactly your job. Meanwhile, this guy, you're going to sort of hang out and keep an eye on those cruisers for me. should sink any moment now. Yeah, you just kind of keep shadowing them. Now, these heavy cruisers, what's your torpedo range? I don't think it's that good. 3.8, that's not bad. Alright. Ooh, we got a nice hit on you. Alright, so we're just gonna relax and take this guy out. How's our torpedo boat buddy going? He's going pretty well. We're gonna angle over this way a little bit more. Make sure they can't get away. 15, 13, yeah, so we're going faster than they are. Kinda crappy weather. Well, you get clear weather, calm wind. Doesn't look like clear weather. Daytime. Yeah, this looks cloudy. Smooth sea waves. Yeah, this looks, I think that the weather report doesn't always reflect what I'm seeing. This is foggy as shit. Sun's pretty low. It's gonna be evening because the sun's in the west. Let's go turn around so we keep an eye on these guys. What's your range? 7.5 kilometers. I really don't want to get that close if I can avoid it. My battle line will take these guys out. Ooh, that was a good hit. That's another good hit. So he's having a lot of problems. I could get a little closer to Brawl, but I think we're doing alright here. It's a good range. We've got a definite advantage over them. He's out of ammo mostly. This other guy has bad to hits, so yeah. So we've got nearly a 20% chance to hit. They've got a 2% chance to hit, so we don't want to get too much closer than this. You gonna sink yet? No. Alright, Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's keep the main guns on you. Let's put secondaries on you. There we go, baby. There we go. Good job. Now we'll go finish this last guy off. I don't like facing into the sun. That's... I'd like to get close enough I could start shooting some. No, don't go that close in. There we go. This way you can get a few hits of your own and get some experience. Now that he's not really in much of a position to fight back. Meanwhile, he's going, oh crap, look at all the American shells. He's blocking an awful lot of them. Alright, there we go. Good job. Check something real quick. Yeah, that's still doing its thing. All right. Not bad at all. Boop. Have you withdraw? You're gonna run away. You're gonna run away also. Thank you. Here we go. We can... 19.3. We should be able to take you out. Let's go get you. I may wrap it up soon, take another nap. Alright, let's go find them. Hey JP, does anybody else use that anti-retreat trick to track down the enemy ships, or is that mostly like a you and me thing? Is that a storm over there?
I have taught it to other people, so yes, other people use it now.
All right. Do streamers do that, or is because that's like the most useful.
Yes, it's other streamers.
Okay, good, because that's the most damn useful thing in the world.
Yeah, I remember I was watching this newer guy. I can't even think of his name now, but he was uh, frustrated because he couldn't figure out where to go for the enemy. And I taught him that, and he was just like, "Holy crap! How did I not know about this?"
Yeah, that's like the most amazing thing ever. Especially for like if the weather's bad and you're just going completely random direction. No, don't shoot
Yeah,
at
and it's
me.
really bizarre, especially on convoy hunts when
Yeah,
you get pointed in directions. You get smoke alerts from two different directions.
yeah.
So yeah, not everybody knows that, but as soon as I find somebody who doesn't, I tell them.
Because
And thus far, they all.
what would be really great would be like if you have a smoke alert, they could just put something on the horizon, like a little arrow saying, "You see smoke over here." It doesn't have to be like a specific point, but just kind of like a little broad range, somewhere in this general direction. Because, like, in reality, they wouldn't say, "Oh, you see smoke to the east." They would be like, "You see smoke in this exact direction," at 240 or whatever,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They would be giving you the degrees, of the smoke sighting.
Right. It would be nice if there was like a little mini map, not like an actual real-time mini map, but like a plotted, the way that you would have it in a like in a plotting room.
Yeah, absolutely.
And some like terrain and coastline would be great, but I don't think that's ever going to happen because that's more than what they could do in a mod. Because all the open ocean fighting is it's a little dull. Because my strategies would be quite different if I had to deal with like land masses and stuff and shallow water and whatnot.
Well, you could like the Norwegians, all of the Baltic countries there, the Slavic Baltic
They've got
countries.
really shallow ships, don't they?
Exactly. Yes, they specifically build their ships to have shallow drafts. During World War One, World War Two, so they could escape into areas where the enemy's blue water navy could not follow them,
Yeah,
or come sniping out of the shallows, in an ambush.
yeah. And I know that'd be outside the scope of this game, but that would be you could have some really cool. I mean, this is more of a large strategic and build your ship game, but you could get really cool with more detailed terrain. Hi, Tiny Dog. What are we? Oh, it's a storm. All right, Tiny Dog. This is not spin in circles time. We're gonna go to the kitchen now. Is that what you want? You want to go to the kitchen? All right, hold on. I'll be right back. All right, let's go to the kitchen. Come on. No, not into the server room. You're not allowed in there. Go to the kitchen. here we go. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a... This is going to be interesting here. Alright, so I think these torpedo boats, you guys are just gonna... You're just going to leave. And the raiders, you guys... are going to scout. You're going to screen the raiders. You're going to screen the raiders. You're going to go that way. Alright, let's see if we can find our cruiser target. This is really bad weather to be fighting in. How are these assault ships doing? Yeah, these assault ships, look at that, we put this big old 10.7-inch gun on there. Yeah, these are still pretty assaulty ships. Oh, we gotta go this way now. Now, how did you figure out the anti-retreat trick?
I think I actually picked that up from Stealth Gaming.
Okay. Because I never saw Stealth use it, but it sounds like something he'd figure out. Oh, this is the not as good... He's got good armor, but not as good everything else. Alright.
It's too bad. I mean, I know he has such a hard time because he's actually trying to make his channel a profitable one.
Well, because that's his actual job, right?
I think it is now. I don't think it was in the beginning, but I think it is now. And so he is suffering exactly why you don't want to let gaming become your income stream. Because
right.
You don't want it to be your job.
Yeah.
And I think that happened to him.
I mean, it's already hard enough with computers being my income stream. But I already hated computers, so that wasn't... I don't hate computers. They're useful. They're just not... I don't just go like, oh my god, this thing's so awesome. You know, they're just... It's just a tool. I don't...
Right.
I don't, like, get all freaked out over my power drill. Well, actually, I have a really sexy hammer drill, and that thing's pretty badass, but...
My wife loves power tools. She's literally just smiling at you saying that.
So when I was in high school, there's this girl that I really liked, and we were really good friends. We weren't dating, you know, because we didn't have that kind of relationship, but we were just best friends. And she was a theater kid, because I hung out with a lot of theater kids in high school. Not that I was really into theater myself, but because my mom was an opera singer, I kind of got the perks without having to put in the work, right? And so she had, I don't remember why, but for whatever reason, we had to do something with power tools, and you know, I told her that I could bring my grandfather's old power drill, and she's like, no, I've got this. And so I'm over at her house, and she pulls out the largest hammer drill I'd ever seen up to that point. And she was telling me all the things it could drill through, and showing me all her different drill bits for going through, for drilling steel and drilling ceramic, and I just thought that was the best thing ever when I was in high school.
That's like, the jock that finds the girl who loves football.
Yeah. So, I like video games, and I like computers in that they're useful, but they're sort of a pain in the ass, and I got my business started because I figured if computers piss me off and I'm good at them, they probably piss off people even more if they're bad at them.
Yes.
Now, some things I'll get excited, like I'm excited about some of my new server technologies and some of the custom equipment that I build where, I'm more solving a very specific task, but these are more networked systems, but even then it's more just I'm excited to solve the problem.
So when are you going to patent said problem and present it to another company so that they can give you millions for the right to use it?
A lot of the solutions that I figure out aren't really patentable. Patents are tricky. First off, you have to deal with the fact that the Chinese don't respect patents. They'll steal your shit anyway.
Right.
And I do have some technology patents. I don't know, I've got like 5 or 6 patents, something like that. But with some of the server cluster stuff that I'm doing, it's more that I'll operate it as more of a trade secret, because when you patent something, you have to make it public, and then other people can just look and see how you did it. And so the trick to doing patents is you want to give enough detail that you can prove that it's your idea, but not so much detail that somebody else could replicate it. And some of the stuff that I do with data systems are so no-brainer obvious that the only reason other people haven't done it's because they're retarded. And so I wouldn't be able to really patent it in a way that other people couldn't just take the idea, make a small modification, and do it anyway. And a lot of times my solutions to technology problems are more human resource problems. Like we solved a problem for this old lady today. She had a problem with her cell phone. She couldn't... she got locked out of her cell phone. And just because she had a tablet that used the same email address, we were able to unlock the cell phone by having the recovery code sent to her, her tablet. So just having a recovery device, having a backup of some sort, solves like almost all of your problems. And so a lot of the stuff that I do is, hey, we've got this super critical system that the company absolutely needs to work all the time, but there's no way to make it work 100% of the time. Oh, I know, we'll just save a copy of the data on this backup system, and if everything just gets fucked, then and we lose all network connectivity or whatnot, because we have a copy of the data at our office and we know how the procedure works to run their company, we can just email the stuff that they need while we fix their shit. And there's nothing like proprietary about it. It's just
common sense.
Right. Well, and also, so like with a lot of the with one of my clients, for example, one of my survey clients, they have a very unique business model in the surveying industry, and it just so happens that I helped invent the system that they use, because I was sitting at the table with my buddy who invented the system, and then I worked out the technology aspect for them. And then when he died, and the company that he was working at basically went in a different direction, all the employees left, started another company, or went to work for this other company, and they're like, "Hey, Mark, build me whatever you built for Michael." And so I know their system better than they do because I helped invent it. Things like that, or because I have my architectural background, because I have my engineering background. There's a lot of. I should have just auto resolve this. So I can do some things just because I understand how it all works. And so, like, I think that one of the mistakes that a lot of IT people make is that they focus on the IT, not on the business itself. And so, because I know... So I focus on engineering companies. We do a lot of... I mean, we'll fix anybody's stuff, right? If it's legal and it pays money, I'll build it for you. I'm a total whore like that. But no, one old Nelson, when he was retiring and I was getting my business started, because Nelson's Computer Place is where I took my stuff to when I couldn't figure out what was up. It was my buddy's uncle, and he said to me one day, "Being in computers is kind of like being a whore. You pimp out your brain for money, and you don't get paid till the customer gets to fuck you at least once. So if you're going to be a whore, be an expensive whore." And that was his strategy. And well, I mean, it's true though.
That's getting a lot of smiles and nods here.
But it's true though, So and so but the reality is I can it's the engineering side of things that really just understanding the businesses. So when I work for other companies, because my background's in architecture and engineering and science and stuff like that, I focus on a lot of companies of that nature just because I understand their business model. So like, we had this customer once. They had bought some computer off of Amazon and then were surprised why it didn't work. And normally we would build their computers for them, but they were trying to be cheap and cut some corners. And it did not work how they thought it would work.
They were trying to get the sex without the high price.
That's right. And so so I ended up having to go save their ass. And they wanted to know how why is my stuff work so much better than their stuff? It's like, well, because I know what you need, because I'm in that industry. I build your engineering computers to the same specifications that I build my engineering computers, because I do a lot of engineering work. Up until COVID, I made most of my money doing engineering stuff, not computer stuff. And then with COVID, I just when all my New York consulting kind of died out, it was just easier to tell New York to piss off, and I just would focus on the easy money of computers, retail computers, because it's easy money. Not easy money, but but it's
less difficult money.
Yeah, well, it's easier than doing business in New York, and everybody's freaking out, and I don't really want to. I've never actively pursued my engineering customers. They're all just people I knew who, whenever they had a problem and they just know that I can solve it, then I would just solve it for them and they'd give me a bunch of money. And but the people who treated me really well got old and retired, and the younger people who took over didn't treat me so well. And I was like, well, I'm not going to go and save your ass for nothing. You're going to, I'll save your ass and you're going to give me 20% because, I'm the one who actually invented that idea. And, and people didn't want to do that. They're like, well, you're just a computer guy. And I'm like, well, actually, I'm an architect and an astrophysicist who just happens to own a computer store. In the grand scheme of things, computers is like one of the skills that I'm least qualified to do.
That's like the character from Quigley Down Under.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's like somebody was really surprised to learn that I have patents on certain types of ballistic materials. Like, how the hell do you do that? It's like, well, because I made a material designed to stop high-velocity micrometeorites. It just so happens that if you can stop a high-velocity micrometeorite, you can also stop, low-velocity bullets and bomb fragments. I didn't build it to stop bullets. I built it to stop micrometeorite. I built it for the aerospace industry. It just so happens that really strong things are really strong, And so, but when I help people with their computer, like that old lady who I helped out, we didn't even charge her any money. She insisted on giving us $20 to go buy supper, so I'm not going to say no to free supper because, what kind of fat boy would I be if I didn't take a free supper?
Exactly.
The old joke used to be that I would solve your complicated engineering problem for a steak dinner, and so one of my friends, I ended up solving a lot of his problems because he was always taking me out to steak dinners. We'd be talking about stuff, and then he'd, in the middle of supper, he'd be like, "By the way, I had this problem that I'm trying to deal with. What do you think about this?" And so I would tell him, and it's like, oh, well, maybe you should try that. And I had the most surreal conversation once. I was up in Oklahoma. I was up in Edmond, and invade. Yes, we were going to invade you. Thank you. So I was up in Edmond at this guy's house. His name was Kamal. And he was this like Pakistani tribal elder guy, really cool. And he knew how to cook the. There's this like chicken and potatoes dinner, that my grandmother would cook that I just absolutely loved. And he was a fan of Greek food, even though he's this Pakistani guy. And we were. He had a virus on his computer, and he said, "Hey, Mark, I'll cook you your favorite. I'll cook you kind of the Pakistani version of your grandmother's dish if you come up and take a look at my computer." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And it's like, "How do you know how to cook Greek food?" It's like, "Well, everybody likes Greek food." And a lot of the Greek influence, had a strong culinary influence around the world. That's why you have a lot of the Turkish food similar to Greek food and whatnot. So we're there eating dinner, and this guy, does a lot of business in the Middle East. And so we're eating dinner, and then the food was wonderful. And he has a couple glasses of whiskey because he actually wasn't very good at being Muslim, because I guess Muslims aren't supposed to drink, and he liked him a little bit of whiskey. And he gets this phone call, and it's some like Middle Eastern general type guy, like Ahmed or whatever. and they're talking in some funny language, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm eating dinner with my friend. He's a brilliant astrophysicist. I'm sure he can solve this problem. I'll put him on the phone." And so he hands me the phone. It's like, "Mark, General Ahmed in Saudi Arabia or whatnot." Or wherever. Maybe it was Pakistan. I don't know where he was. This is a long, long time ago. He's like, "Yeah, he has a question for you." I'm like, okay, it's like he's got a science question. I'm like, okay, sure. And so the guy gets on the phone. He's like, "These fucking Taliban or these fucking ISIS guys are always shooting their RPGs and they keep blowing up our guard posts. How do we, do you have any idea how to stop that?" I'm thinking to myself, well, I saw on the History Channel once that, the reason we have all these chain link fences is because, you can shoot through them, but they'll catch the RPG. So it's like, have you considered putting up a chain link fence like 10, 20 feet away from your guard post? Like, brilliant, I love it, we'll do it, and it's cheap. And he's just all happy, and I'm like, okay, thank you, History Channel. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like the most surreal conversation. And so, like, people just, like, invite me to dinner and buy me dinner to ask me, like, random smart people questions. And it's not rocket science. I mean, I know because I'm a rocket scientist, but, it's just common sense. It's like, that's why they have, in World War II, they put those little cage things around the tanks and whatnot to stop the rocket-propelled grenades. Same reason ships have multiple layers of hull, so that when the torpedo hits the outside, it detonates and doesn't do as much damage to the inside. But
look at the Israeli tank pictures from
where they've got all the chains and stuff hanging from the sides to yeah. And
exactly.
It's same thing with like the little skirts on the German tanks and whatnot. And so it's like, it's not like a secret. We've known about this since like the 40s, ever since heat rounds were invented. And
well, not everybody reads their history.
No, a lot of people don't. And so it's like, well, it's like the other day when TJ was like, "What do you mean you study 2 hours a night? You're a business owner. You finished school a long time ago." Like, yeah, I still study every night. So, but it's amazing how many people don't just read, and you just pick up so much just random ass knowledge just by reading books. Oh my God, there are these things. They're called books, and when people like know things, they can put them into books, and then we have that knowledge, thousands of years after the person died. And now we have the internet, where all the books in the world are on the internet, and you can just Google it. But it's amazing how many people just doesn't occur to them that you could read a fucking book.
I have learned so much in the last 5 years. I've learned 15 years of college trivia and, just historical things that I would have loved to have learned, just watching YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, like when I'm at the office working, I'll put on, why are we, hey now.
You have to watch the right people.
Yeah.
And stuff on YouTube, but once you find somebody who is knowledgeable, you just listen to them, like Drakenfell. If I want to know anything about a ship,
you just put on his channel, and he magically knows it. Why are you guys not? Don't be sad.
Because he owns all of the books that you talked about,
and he read them already.
Yes, and he's read most of them.
It's amazing.
He gets access to like the British National Archives to go learn stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean it's amazing. And so yeah, and that's my secret. I read lots of books, and especially the naughty ones. You're trying to go there. I don't think I want you to go that way. We're going to... I'm gonna go sit outside of Gibraltar, and I'm gonna blockade your ass so you can't go there. And I'm gonna make you sad.
You're gonna give them vegetables and sadness?
That's right. Because that's my job. Because I'm the United States of America. Eat your fucking vegetables. I need some ships to make this guy sad. What are you? You are... Do I have any ships in this area? I have a cruiser. You guys could take him out. Here, go... Yeah, go join up with that torpedo boat. And let's go make that guy sad. And then this guy... He's a cruiser. But these are all torpedo boats. All... Oh, no... So you guys, where are you? You're trying to go here. So let's go there, and I'll have you go there also. All right. Uh, 206 dudes left. Did I finish staffing all of my destroyers? I might have.
See, there's another trick that you just hit on, a trick that will claim is when you're having personnel issues. You don't just leave your the slider jacked up and suffer through the cost. You wait until you actually run your crew pool down to 0, then you jack it all the way to the top, and it'll refill it to its max. In one turn.
Yeah, well,
and that way you're only paying the hit for one turn instead of constantly.
Well, I mean, I've got all of my crew dealt with, and I'm going to drop these guys down to 50%, let's say, and I'm going to jack up my...
And if you're, say you get 5 battleships out of, commissioning, and they're sitting there in mothballs waiting for crew, but you say you had 3,000 crew, and it took 2,000 to crew one of them. The game won't put that other 1,000 on a ship
until it has enough to fill them up.
So you go in and you manually put that 1,000 on. Then the next turn, instead of only getting 2,000 crew,
you get your 3,000 again. Yeah, exactly.
And I see so many people struggling with that, and it's so hard to try to explain it.
So what do I... rangefinder, boilers. What are we getting on boilers? I don't have oil yet. And the extra range isn't really for the geared turbine. I'd love the geared turbines, but the extra range isn't super essential because none of my stuff's really that long range. I'm just kind of invading and raffle stomping through things. I could build more ships. I have all my destroyers now. I would like to have a really good cruiser.
There is something that you need to bear in mind with the range slider. Depending on which position you have the slider in, either minimum, maximum, plus a little, minus a little, or average, it changes which kinds of missions that ship can generate on its own.
Which slider?
The range slider for when you're building a ship.
Yeah. Because the longer range you have, the more missions you. I'm not talking about the range slider. I'm talking about the on the the turbine engines have a shorter range than the geared turbine engines for the same range slider position.
That you get more mileage out of them. Yes.
Right, and
Yeah.
so the range slider determines the missions, but the actual range itself determines how far you can go for certain
To do
things.
said mission, yes. Yeah, and you could have, let's say you had two different ships. You've got one of them at the minimum can go 15,000 kilometers. The other one at maximum can only go 15,000 kilometers.
They'll have different missions.
You will get different missions, yes.
I do not like Armored Cruiser 5. Armored Cruiser 4 is okay. I mean, I could... I'd like to go 27 knots. I'd like to have maximum range. Go. Now, if you have 0 on the inner deck and inner belt, but you have the Citadel, you still have the like ammo detonation chance and armor strength and all that. You just don't get that second layer protection, right?
That's as I understand it, yes.
And then behind the main bell, extra. So at least 50% of the shell's penetrating power is lost before hitting this layer. I'm wondering if it's 50% of the remaining shell's penetrating power after what's left of passing through the armor. Because let's say the shell will penetrate 10 inches of armor and you've got 8 inches. Would it be that it's got 2 inches left, so it's half of the remaining 2 inches of penetration left, or is it half of the full 10 inches?
Well, no.
Because that's kind of a good question. Four and a half, 5. That's interesting. So I would have to spend a lot of if I were to put the rear mast there, Well, that's not useful, is it? So there's not enough room there for something. Can I fit? That won't fit. Put you. So I could do like that. That's not particularly... It's not particularly useful. I mean, 27 knots isn't bad. I guess I could go 25 knots. I really want to go 27.
What year are we?
Like 1911. So 27's pretty...
25's...
Because I'm trying to catch these light cruisers that go fast. I've got a Mark III gun, a Mark III 11-inch gun. Let's see something here. If I were to put just something arbitrarily back there, I still can't access the wide guns. Could I ugly duckling this thing? No, I cannot. And I can't dual barbette this. I could do something like this. Okay, so this front arc here is really restricted because of these funnel things. And if I put that there, that's really... I want to figure out if there's a way I can put two guns up here, but I don't know if there is.
Use that square one forward. Slide that barbette as far forward as possible, and then even turn it 90 degrees, or a quarter. Turn it, the halfway around, quarter around.
No, it's not going to let
put
me.
One of the round ones behind it.
Yeah, it's not.
So you have two.
Yeah, it's not letting me. I mean, I can put... Oh, hold on a minute. Here we go. Right there.
There you go.
So I can do this one. I could do something like that. There we go. That's not bad. I wouldn't mind a bigger gun, but I don't know if I need... Because what I'd really like to do would be to have a... I really want a bigger barbette down here for like a bigger gun.
Well, that rectangular one, that basic one, that can get up to an 8.
Yeah, I'm talking about down here. I want my 11-inch a little bit higher, so I can have a gun.
Oh.
So I can have.
Yeah,
so
you're not going to get that high.
No, and this 11 inches, because you used to be able to put this barbette for small guns wide, and those would handle anything. but now they're not. So I could do a center line 11, which this thing would be super spicy. I could even make it an 11.9 if I wanted to make it extra spicy. I want these guns to be 5-inch guns. I might go 5.9. I don't want them to be 6-inch because I want to be able to have them fire at secondary targets as opposed to the main targets. I wonder if I could put a taller barbette here. That's a super firing barbette small. Hey now, what the fuck happened to... What the fuck did you do? Get your ass back there, you son of a bitch. No, that won't... I could do this. Can you fire forward now? No, you're still getting blocked. Because I need it to be up high on some... Why the fuck did you delete both of them? The hell is your problem? The hell is your fucking problem? So I could put you there on one of those. And then I could put... And now you can see all the way around it. So I could do something like this. The other option is, instead of having an 11.9 main gun, I could probably put on two 8s, two 8.9s. And because these babies are weighing 900 tons apiece, whereas an 8.9 that still weighs 618 tons. That's a 16-kilometer range versus 20. I mean, that's a big range difference. Let's go change. What's my flash fire chance? 16%. That's a 31%. Holy crap. Doesn't give me... So that's 10% shell damage versus... Alright, so what's your accuracy? 1%, 3%, 1%. Or 1.9.
I know you're not going to go back and redo it, but did you notice when you had the tall barbette, very small, selected, you could actually anchor it right on top of that smokestack? Like you could have put two of the barbettes on, one on each side, on those little forward funnels.
Wait, what, on the... on which one? The...
On that tall barbette, very small.
Tall barbette, very small.
It would anchor right literally on top of that little funnel that's on the one that was interfering with your arc of fire. What
the fuck? What the fuck? Why are you deleting both of them, you stupid son of a bitch? Fuck you! Fuck you! I only got rid of fucking one of them, you stupid idiot! You're talking about this one here, right?
Yes, and you had it selected when that thing was clear. You could put it literally right on top of the little smokestack, and it looked like it was going to let you have one on each side.
On which smokestack?
So, you know, the one right behind the 11-inch gun. Turn it 90 degrees. Remember, I'm behind you. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So spin that.
Yeah, it's not letting me put it there.
It lets you for a split second. I saw it flash green.
Yeah,
while you were doing that.
Yeah, it's not now. All right, I'm just gonna go with. I'm gonna go with this thing, and I'm gonna go with this thing. Oh, you fucking game. I'm gonna go redo these fucking guns. So, like, these 11-inch guns are nice, and they're gonna... So, at 10,000 meters, it'll have a penetration of 13.5 inches versus... 5... I mean, they're so much more powerful. 839 tons. I mean, I could drop the armor down. .803. I mean, the 8.9s weigh half as much, basically. They don't have as much armor. And maybe what I do, maybe I go drop... I mean, 27 knots is super fast. I'll catch anything I want with this race car. If I drop it to 25 knots... I could get rid of some of these and have a lot more guns on them.
You can also, go faster once you get a better engine.
Well, the turbine... Hey, lol. Yeah, this is Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. I've got it. You can get it on Steam, and I think in my description, you can. I've got a link somewhere. So I mean, the real question is, do I want to go the 27 knots? If I'm only going 25 knots, I could take some of those off. I could stick a turret up there. I could have that there and have the extra... Although probably at that point, it'd almost be better to put the smokestack here and then put the secondary tower in the back where it's supposed to go. I could have just a bunch of 5-inch guns. You know, because this right here is going to be super efficient. Get my... Get my 2.9 casemates. And maybe what I do is instead of the 11-inch, the 11-inch gun's gonna really be able to hit. Honestly, the decision on the 11-inch gun is this thing will be able to just take out big ships. And so maybe it's worth having, on the other hand, for the main guns, I could have two 8-inch gun turrets for every 11-inch gun turret. It won't penetrate as hard. 2.8 and 1 versus... These will be more accurate.
I forget which YouTuber I was watching, and they were talking about base act. Did you realize that the number of primary barrel you have actually dictates your base accuracy?
What do you mean?
Okay, so, and I'm going to just use numbers, out of thin air here for demonstration purposes only. So let's say you've got this cruiser with 4 main guns, and 4 single barrels.
Right.
Your base accuracy, 20%. You pull off those, you put on, 5, 8-inchers, so you now have 10 barrels. Your accuracy will drop to like 8%. So the more barrels you have, the lower your starting base accuracy is.
Why is that?
It is a function of how the game is designed. And the premise, I guess, is ties in with the splash interference.
Interesting. All right, so if I take these, so right now I've got 13.5%. If I take that off, it still says 13.5%.
What did you change?
I just took off extra guns. And so if I put more guns on, it's still, my base accuracy is still at 13.5%.
Well, maybe it needs some more experimentation, but that is what the
it's probably splash interference, and then also every time your guns fire, you start building up recoil.
That's true.
And so
well,
that
you knew about that.
Yeah, so that probably plays some role. So I could put little 2-inch gun turrets on top. I don't know if this is going to interfere with the guns turning. It'll probably turn through them. But I could do little... Alright, what the... Are you seriously not letting me put this gun forward? Really? Fucking really? Is that as far forward as I can put it, you son of a bitch? What a fucking whore you are. Look at that. It's not letting me... Fuck you. Alright, let's do... Why are you floating in the air? No, don't do that, you whore. What are you doing? Don't fucking do that. You fucking prostitute. Oh my god, they fucking all deleted again, you son of a bitch. Alright, so let's do that. And then...
You going for the 8-inch spare? The 8-inch gun?
I'd like to, but it's only letting me either put them low or put them high. It keeps having Snap problems, you fucking prostitute. Alright. You fucking cunt. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna actually go for the... I'm gonna go for the big gun experience.
The forward? Wait, you never mind. You got it to fit. Okay, never mind. You got that.
Yeah, it's just being fucking awful.
I was wondering if you couldn't put a wide barbette forward and then the short barbette for small guns behind it, forward to that step of the, the step up.
Oh, you bastard. Alright, so we're going to put you there. Really? Are you just going to connect like that? The fuck is your problem? The fuck is your fucking problem? What the hell? Oh my god, you fucking bitch. You fucking bitch. Fuck you. Fucking hell. Because this one won't let me super fun. I didn't collect on you. Yeah, that's not going to let me do it. Alright, so I need... I need like this. Alright, so now I've got a good firing angle. So maybe what I do is maybe instead of these 8-inch guns, maybe I just put two 11.9s. And because that'll make it really good against battleships, and we'll just use... because what's annoying is that I can't stack the barbettes the way I want, because they're all fucking floating in the fucking air. And that's really annoying as shit. I guess this one will fit on the ground, but now it's... Oh, there we go. Well, that's fucking useless like that. And I guess I could put them on backwards and... And all of a sudden, my cruiser got really gay. I mean, I could do something like this, I suppose, but this looks stupid as shit. I get an extra 5-inch gun, though. It's not even remotely what I'm wanting to do. I mean, I really want to go 27 knots, but I don't think that's going to be easily viable, and it might be better just to have the extra firepower to take out. Because I want to pair this guy up with the destroyers. But I really want to have two guns forward and two turrets back. And it doesn't look like it's going to let me do that. Although this gives me a lot of interesting options with these little 2.9 turrets up here. I guess this isn't awful. Are you going to let me put the gun turret up here, please? No? Really? The hell kind of shit is that? Well, that's gay as hell. Why would you limit my... Oh, there we go, right? That's what I'm trying to do. So I really can't have the extra turret down there, otherwise it blocks the 9-inch gun traverse. I need that. I could have you guys... Are you gonna let me put something up here? No. Really? You're not gonna... And that limits that, so that's no bueno. Unless I... No, it doesn't like that at all, does it? Oh, because that's got that thing off to the side, so I could put you here. But that limits my arc quite a bit. Are you not going to let me put another... Really? You're not going to let me put another gun turret here? Are you serious? Well, that's a load of shit, isn't it? Would you not do that, please? Alright, there we go. So we got you. Well, that kind of limits that a little bit, doesn't it? There we go. So that didn't delete it that time. And then if I put a 5.9 on here, then that's really limited on its gun angle. As much as I want to have these extra 2.9 turrets, it's probably not I don't want 4-inch. Come on. What the hell, game? Why are you... This gives it the better angle. It's probably better just to go with these and not worry about the extra 2-inch guns. Because now we got to try and squeeze the speed up a bit. That's going to make it awful. Yeah, so I'm not sold on the it might be better just to have the 11-inch guns. This will go mess up cruisers. But if I go up against something big, man, it's probably better just to have a big honking gun. I think, yeah, screw this. Screw all of that. We're just gonna go with a couple of big fucking guns. And we're gonna have one in the back also. And could I maybe have... No, you're not gonna let me... We'll just have... We're just gonna go with some big guns like that. Screw it. I think this is what we're gonna do. And... You know, I'd love to have more turrets over here, but I think this is just it. Can I go 25.5? 26, no, I think 25.5 knots is as fast as we're going. And I still have a pretty good gun armament. I'd like to put something along here, but it's not gonna let me. I mean, this would be the perfect spot to put little gun turrets. Why can't I put... I should be able to put a gun turret in the back here, right? I have 5-inch guns, but I can't put... Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Well, that perfectly balances it, doesn't it? That's interesting. Need to add some deck to try and stabilize the ship. Make as much barbette as we can. if I were to put something there, I could do something like that and then adjust the back armor some more. Let's just add a bunch of armor on here. That's interesting. Alright, so that's... oh, you know what we can do? Secondary guns. Let's put some 2.9s on. Unless I can put bigger guns. Can I put... Nope. I put 4 inches? Nope. 3 inches? I can put 3 inches on here. I could do 3 inches or I could do 2.9s. Let's compare. So the biggest, I could do a 3.9, which would be the biggest I could put on here.
Favorite being 0.9 is 3.3 because that's an 88.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to put the biggest center line guns I can. So this has a 11.9 kilometer range, and that has 11.8. Why am I doing semi-armor piercing shells? I don't want that. I want cap ballistic and soft cap. There we go. So 13.7 and 13.9 at 5,000 meters is a 5.2, and that's a 7. So the 2.9s are still just more accurate. They don't hit as hard, but they still have 7.5. It's 5. I mean, they fire faster and they're more accurate. There's no reason to go with the 3. I mean, the 3.9 has a slightly longer range, but sorry, buddy, 2.9 it is. There's a reason Saint 2.9 is a thing. Alright, so the forward weight is still off by 2. Can I scooch these back a little bit? Really? There we go. So now it's balanced. It's going 25.5 knots, which is not what I wanted, but it's fine. It's got maximum range. And I still have some tonnage to spare. I'm going to leave these guys as 5-inch guns instead of the 5.9s, just because they're just there to balance the ship. I could add more deck armor to three, go 4-inch, and that doesn't help that much, honestly. I mean, I could make 4 inches of deck armor, and that would help a little bit. Let's see, where's my pitch and roll? Let's go find... So, minus 9.6 base accuracy, minus 8.2 base accuracy. Right here's a base accuracy of accuracy modifier applies always. Alright, so that's a minus 9.6. If I make this a 2 inches, it's a minus 11. So that adds quite a bit. On the other hand, I could stack up the inner belt and make the ship as beefy as possible. Because I want this thing to be as heavily armored as I can make it. And then we will add whatever main deck. I mean, honestly, the superstructure is probably more useful. Go like 4 inches of superstructure. And that'll make this thing really, really oh my god, I fucked up. I forgot to do heavy shells and increased ammo. And now I screwed up. I could get rid of the torpedo protection. Although with this guy hunting small ships, torpedo protection's probably helpful for it. But I don't know if I need it yet. I could drop the inner deck quite a bit. Or the inner belt. JP, what do you think's more important, torpedo protection or inner belt? I guess it depends if I'm getting hit by torpedoes or not.
I always set torpedo protection at 2 and never anything beyond that.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I could do that if I... Oh, I can't afford the torpedo protection anyway, because it's still too heavy for my inner belt, unless I want to have, I could go with like a main deck of 1 inch. I'm going to be very rolly. This thing is going to be minus 12% accuracy, minus 11%. So, I mean, this is going to be, I'm going to have some base accuracy problems at this weight. I could just take the risk and not have the torpedo protection, because this guy doesn't necessarily have to be getting in that close to the enemy torpedo boats. I'd like to have torpedo protection too, but I don't. I'm wondering if having the inner belt's going to be more important, because I don't want the engines to get knocked out. So that's the real question. Torpedo protection, inner belt. I'm actually going to go inner belt. I think that's going to be more important. And then we'll just get stability. There we go. I think this is what we're going to go for. I mean, I could drop the gun armor, but honestly, I think the gun armor's probably more important.
When you come into those subsystems like that, about the all of that, I put torpedo protection on 2 and never above it. But of all of those things, the thing that I think that matters the most is the single, double, or triple hull. So getting a triple hull, if it's available, is, to me, always the most important.
Yeah, I tend to prioritize the double hull or triple if I can get, and then the anti-flood reinforced bulkheads.
Yep, those two are second and third. Then torpedo protection is last.
Yeah. Now I could always, if I went with nose fuse, that would drop a little bit of tonnage. So I want to be able to make sure I can punch through. So with nose fuse, I'm gonna have trouble punching through destroyer armor. Whereas if I go soft cap, then yeah, I'll punch through destroyer armor on high explosive, no problem. Yeah, because we're in the era of hunting destroyers now, not just torpedo boats.
Yeah, and nose fuse doesn't punch through anything.
No. All right, so this is what we got. I could lengthen the gun barrels on the 5-inch on these 5-inch guns, but these are more just there for weight balancing and stuff. And just for a little bit of extra oomph. So I think this is fine. Alright, so we have our new Adkins cruiser, named after my friend Rick, who died last year. And so Lois, if you're watching, I'm building your husband another cruiser. I only name the good cruisers after him, though. Crappy cruisers can be named after somebody else. Are you gonna let me scroll down, please? Thank you. Alright, so this looks pretty good. I mean, if I were to make those maximum, and then it offsets the weight again, so that's no good. $509. Do that. There we go. Alright, the Adkins cruiser. Not too shabby. Alright, here we go. And then I'm going to build a number of these, and then I'm probably going to go to bed. At least take a little nap.
Is it nap time for nerds?
Well, let's see how my server is.
Mom, can I get a couple of these 9-volt batteries?
Still doing things. It's taking its sweet time. Alright, so on these Adkins cruisers, man, these cruisers are big. These are bigger than my assault ships. These are bigger than my Guardian battleships also. Look at these. These are monster cruisers. And once I get bigger cruiser technology and I go with the deeper draft on the hull, then they're really going to come into their own, I think. Should have seen how long I had. No, it's a light cruiser. Alright, so so we can build 24 of them, allegedly. Boop. And I'm going to have these guys team up with destroyers. Manila, Djibouti. A lot of these are in Manila and Djibouti and Santa Cruz. Alright. So we're going to put Alright, so the first 8 Adkins, you guys are going to go to Santa Cruz. Where are you, Santa Cruz? Boop. And then 9. 13, 14, 15, 16. So you guys are going to go to Manila in the Philippines. That's 17, 18, 19, that's 20, 21, and then the last 8 are going to go to Djibouti. Is Djibouti not? Alright, where is Djibouti? I know you're around here somewhere. I wish you were alphabetical. That'd make my life so much easier. Go favorite that one. There we go, Djibouti. So these guys are take a little while to build, but once I build them, yeah, because Djibouti's a really nice spot to control the Indian Ocean. So once I've got a huge fleet here, I think. Yeah, I've got a shitload of destroyers. Let's go drop. I'll just drop it down a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I've been playing for almost 4 hours, and it's a little longer than I planned on it. So I'm going to go relax for a while, take a nap, and I will check back in maybe a little later. I'm going to be really busy today. I might get on and do like a good morning stream or something before work, or take a lunch break. We'll just sort of see. We'll see how everything goes. JP, thanks for hanging out. What are you doing up so late anyway? Did you just... Well, that's right. You're 2 hours earlier than me, so it's still just late at night, not early in the morning yet.
Yeah, it's all of the above, and I don't have a sleep schedule.
Right, because you're retired, so you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, exactly. Right,
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
Yeah. And you don't have to worry about killing groundhogs, so you're not stuck on a daytime schedule. Right on. Well,
No, I just have to worry about satisfying Sherry's.
all right. Well,
So,
you have a great evening or a great morning, and I'm glad your wife chuckled at my power drill comment, and I will see all of you guys later. All 2 people watching. So, good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
bye-bye.